Do you know that teachability was one of the traits that distinguished Jesus? Welcome to today's edition of Insights with Ezekiel as we continue to learn some of the traits that distinguish Jesus and how they can distinguish us as a teachable spirit. Jesus was a teachable Jesus while he was on the earth. So you and I have a responsibility to be teachable and to remain teachable. What does it mean to be teachable? To be teachable simply means to be willing and ready to learn. It means to be willing and ready to learn. It's quite unfortunate that in our generation there are a number of people who are not teachable. They are not willing and they are not ready to learn. Such people will not be distinguished positively, because anyone who desires to be distinguished positively must be willing and be ready to be teachable. It's so important. Why is it so important that we are teachable? It's so important that you and I are teachable because, listen to this, my life is at the mercy of the things that I do. And the things that I do is at the mercy of the things that I know. And the things that I know is at the mercy of the things I'm willing to learn. This is what it means. It means that everything I do today, there was a time in my life when I learned it. Is that true? Yeah. Everything I do today, there was a time in my life when I learned it. And if I'm not ready to learn, it means there are certain things I will not be able to do, and as a result, I will not be able to produce certain results. It's so important that we are teachable. Everything we know today, we learned it from someone or from something. It's so important that we become teachable and we remain teachable. When you study Luke chapter 2, verse 46 to verse 47, Jesus exemplifies what it means to be teachable in that verse. In Luke chapter 2, verse 46, what we see was Jesus, who at that time was 12 years old, and he was interacting with the teachers of the law. He was both listening and asking questions. He was both listening and asking questions. And we see the effect of what he did in verse 46. In verse 47, the Bible makes us to understand that the people were astonished. They were surprised at his answers. They were surprised at his reasoning. Why? Because of the kind of things he was saying at that age. But it's easy to lose sight of what he did. What he did was in verse 46. In verse 46, he was both listening and asking questions. This is what it means to be teachable. Anyone who desires to be distinguished must first be teachable. It's a call that you and I must both be teachable and remain teachable for as long as we live. Have an amazing day. I see you tomorrow.